युग्लिना की आकार व आकृति। युग्लिना एक तरकू की तरह लंबा जीव होता है। तरकू मीन्स स्पिंडल। इसका एक सिरा अग्र व एक सिरा शरीर का पश्चभाग होता है। आकार में युग्लिना 25 से 500 माइक्रोन तक होता है। युग्लिना एक स्पिंडल शेप्ड बेलनाकार लघु जीव होता है। इसके शरीर पर एक और एक या अधिक कशाभ यानी फ्लैजिला उपस्थित होते हैं। यह सिरा अग्र भाग यानी एंटीरियर रीजन कहलाता है। The size of Euglena is about 25 to 500 micron in length and 14 to 20 micron in breadth. Now, the length of Euglena varies. Here in this slide, the average length of Euglena is given. The average length of Euglena is about 40 to 60 microns. The size also depends upon the species to species. It also depends upon the age or how old the Euglena is. So, on an average, the length is about 40 to 60 micron, but there are a whole lot number of Euglena. So, we can say that the size varies from 25 to 500 micron. The thickest part of the body is generally the central or the middle part of the body. Euglena generally have only one flagella, but other form of Euglena, other species of Euglena may have one or more flagella also. Euglena का अग्र सिरा यानी एंटीरियर एंड ब्लंट होता है या समवॉट इट इज़ राउंडेड या कुंद होता है। वह गति करते समय आगे रहता है। वह पोस्टीरियर यानी पश्चभाग नुकीला होता है। युग्लिना के शरीर में निम्न संरचनाएं पाई जाती हैं। फॉलोइंग स्ट्रक्चर्स कैन बी सीन इन युग्लिना। फर्स्ट इज द पेलिकल, also known as the periplast. Second, the organelle of the anterior end. Third, you can see the nucleus, the cytoplasm, the chromatophore, and paramylum. Pellicle. The body is covered by flexible, tough, and strong cuticular periplast, which lies or which surrounds the plasma membrane. युग्लिना के शरीर के चारों ओर दृढ़ आवरण पाया जाता है। इसका शरीर एक पतली मजबूत क्यूटिकल से घिरा हुआ होता है। यह पेलिकल या पेरीप्लास्ट कहलाती है तथा युग्लिना की आकृति को बनाए रखने में सहायक होती है। यह इतनी प्रत्यास्थ होती है कि युग्लिना को मेटाबॉलिक गति या युग्लिनॉइड गति में बाधा नहीं पहुंचाती है। Pellicle does not hinder in any activity of the organism. The organelles of anterior region of Euglena is somewhat blunt. It has got a flask-like structure which is called the cytostome. युग्लिना का अग्रसिरा कुंद होता है। इसमें एक फ्लास्क की आकृति की खांच पाई जाती है जिसे कि साइटोस्टोम कहते हैं। The Euglena also has oblique parallel striations, and these striations are called the myonemes. As I have enlarged this picture, and in the picture one can see the myonemes, which are striation present in the organism. So in this enlarged view, one can see the pellicle, which is the outermost covering of the organism. One can see a flask-shaped structure, which is called the cytostome or the mouth region. This flask region has flagella. Towards its one side there is a spot present known as the pigment spot or pigment shield. The flask also has a photoreceptor. One can see contractile vacuole present near the flask. Stored polysaccharides from photosynthesis can be seen as red spherical structures, nucleus seen in the center, and myonein. So the pellicle is composed of fibrous elastic protein, but this is not cellulose. Pellicle helps to maintain the definite shape of the body. It has an outer thin layer epicuticle and an inner thick layer cuticle. If I enlarge this structure, one can see the presence of myonemes. One can see the nucleus. In the nucleus, one can see nucleolus, nucleoplasm, chromosome, and this nucleus is surrounded by a nuclear membrane. The cytoplasm is divided into two regions, ectoplasm and endoplasm. One can see the chloroplast in the cytoplasm. One can see the paramylon granules, which are the stored organic food. One can see blepharoplast, paraflagellar body, which is present inside the flask-like structure or the cytostome of flagella, stigma or the eye spot, locomotory flagellum, cytopharynx, reservoir, etc. So the outer thin layer is called the epicuticle and the inner thick layer is called the cuticle. At the anterior end, there is a funnel shaped cytostome or cell mouth slightly to one side of the center. Cytostome leads into a short tubular cytopharynx or gullet. They both serve as canal for escape of fluid from the reservoir. This is a clear picture of Euglena showing the cytostome, cytopharynx, a short second flagellum, a reservoir, pigment spot, and contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole is a large osmoregulatory body. It lies near the reservoir on one side. The contractile vacuole discharges the excess of water and some waste product of metabolism into the reservoir, from where the excess of water and waste are thrown out of the body. Flagellum is a long whip-like, whip means chabuk, whip-like flagellum emerging out of the cytostome through the cytopharynx. Each root springs from blepharoplast. There are two flagella. One is the long one and the other one is a short flagella which can be seen inside the cytostome. Stigma near the end of cytopharynx close to reservoir is a red eye spot or stigma. It functions as a lens and it is sensitive to light. Paraflagellar body. The paraflagellar body lies either on one root or at the junction of two roots of the flagellum. Paraflagellar body is sensitive to light and is regarded as a photoreceptor. It is said to be a photoreceptor apparatus. Cytoplasm of Euglena viridis is differentiated into outer layer of ectoplasm and an inner layer of endoplasm. Euglena has a single large, round or oval vesicular nucleus lying in a definite position. The nucleus contains a central body known as endosome, which is also known as the nucleolus or karyosome. Radiating from the center of the body of Euglena are several slender, band-like elongated chromatophore. The chromatophore contain green pigment chlorophyll A and B and are also known as chloroplast. Euglena viridis derive its green color from these chromatophores. Paramylum body of various shape and size are found scattered throughout the endoplasm. These are refractile bodies and can store food material in form of paramylon. Euglena के मुख को साइटोस्टोम या कोशिका मुख कहते हैं। यह कोशिका मुख एक पतले गर्दन नुमा या फ्लास्क शेप साइटोफेरेंग्स से एक बड़े रेजर्वॉयर यानी आशय में खुलता है। इसी आशय के आधार से युगलीना के कशाभ यानी फ्लैजिला निकलते हैं। कशाभ युगलीना की गमन में सहायता करते हैं। कशाभ के दूरस्थ यानी डिस्टल भाग पर एक और मैस्टिगोनीम्स यानी पार्श्व सूत्र पाए जाते हैं।